Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the last minute strategy to write BITSAT exam. BITSAT exam is an exam that is unlike IDJE mains or advanced in multiple ways. So this is an exam that is high scoring exam with low level of difficulty. So when you're writing this exam, fundamentally you're struggling with two very important factors. One is the syllabus constant and the other one is nothing but the time constant. The first constant is the syllabus constant. So if you're writing this exam, fundamentally you will want to score somewhere around 65% to 75% marks, that is 250 to 300 marks approximately. So if you want to score, let us say 75% marks, then in order to do that you will have to attempt 85% of the paper, and that would fundamentally mean that you should at least know 95% of the syllabus, and that fundamentally means that you will have to cover 100% of the syllabus. You can leave one or two things here and there, but largely you will want to cover as much syllabus as possible. The next constant is nothing but the time constant. So you can see that if I want to attempt 85% of the paper, that will effectively mean that I will have to do almost all the questions in the exam, because some questions that you are not attempting you will still want to solve and get to the answer. That would essentially mean that for doing all the theoretical questions I am getting 1 minute, and for doing numerical questions I am getting 2 minutes. So your paper should be attempted in this order. You can start with questions which are theoretical in nature like English, then LR, then move towards chemistry, and then towards physics, and then maths, because maths will have most numerical questions in the paper. Now once you have written this paper, there are two things you will want to do. One is basically do an hour of analysis. So sit and do an hour of analysis and understand what are the things that are going wrong in this paper and how can you get them right. So you will essentially come up with three kinds of lists. There are some things that you will want to revise, because if you might have revised, you might have got those questions right. There is second kind of list that is based on practice. So there are few areas that you know but you haven't practiced well enough to get those questions right in the exam. So you'll want to practice those areas. And then there is a third kind of area that is nothing but some amount of syllabus that you have still not covered, some areas out of the covered syllabus that you don't remember. So you will want to go over those areas one more time. So in order to take care of these two constraints, you can have a daily schedule into place so that all of these constraints and factors are getting taken care automatically. You can start from 6 o'clock in the morning, you can get ready and then take up your short notes and do a revision of one subject short notes in one day. So 2 to 2.5 hours can be dedicated in the morning to this activity. Once you have done physics today, next day you can take up chemistry, then you can do mathematics. So once you have done this revision of your short notes, it will give you enough confidence to write a mock test paper. Now sit and write a mock test paper from 9 to 12 or in the slot that you are going to write your BIT exam. Once you have done that, you can sit for 1 hour, let us say from 12 to 1, and analyze that paper. That would essentially making those three lists that I talked about earlier. Now you have time from 1 to 10 at night to work on your three list. So the first priority should be to take up the list where revision needs to be done. Take those areas, revise it effectively, and then move towards the practice list. Now here, to cover the practice list faster, there is a strategy that is going to work much better, and that is doing sprints. So what you can do is, for practicing, you can take up 30 questions and set a timer for 30 minutes. Now if you go to PracB app or PracB website, there is a section for practice where you can do customized practice. You can select required amount of topics, set up a time for 30 minutes and do this customized practice. Now these sprints will help you channelize all your energy in 30 minutes so that you are able to work on your speed, work on your efficiency in getting the questions right. Now once you focus on this area, the next part would be covering new content. Here I will recommend you highly that you hire a personal coach at this point of time and cover those areas faster. So for example, there was a student who came to me for doing conic section. I was able to sit with that student and cover conic section in just a matter of 2 hours. And he was very confident after those 2 hours that he will be able to tackle all the conic section related questions. So such kind of targeted help at this point of time can help you save a lot of time. And remember that your target is very simple. If you are able to increase 2 questions or work out on 2 questions out of these 3 lists that you have made, you won't be able to cover everything. But if you are able to do only that much, that can augment your content for 2 questions. You are doing a very good job. You can increase 6 marks from day-to-day basis. And in 10 days, you can increase your score up to 60 marks. So here there is a quick recap of all the ideas that I have covered in this video. Follow these instructions and largely you will be able to increase your score by 60 marks in last 10 days. I hope this helped. See you until next one.